Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for watching the 18th episode of Live with Gregory Pappas right here on the Pappas Post Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. I am in the kitchen of one of my favorite restaurants in New York City, celebrating a very important milestone, and I'll tell you what that is in a bit. This is Chef Pete Giannakas, his brother Chris Giannakas, who's getting the restaurant ready out front. They are the two founders of Ovelia, by far, one of the most popular Greek restaurants in New York City. We're celebrating a milestone today because this restaurant has been open for 15 years. I mean, restaurants in New York City don't stay open for 15 days. And to be here for 15 years, Pete, it's a huge milestone. Congratulations to both you and your brother Chris for doing this. I understand you guys have got some big plans coming up. We're going to talk about the restaurant. We're going to cook some things that are on the menu. And while we're cooking, we're going to talk. But Pete, tell us a little bit about this place. I mean, what is an Ovelia?
So one Ovelia is literally the place at which the lamb is being cooked on a spit. So where the sugla is located is the Ovelia.
Where we get the name Ovelisterio, I agree, right?
Yes, exactly. And so I think over the years our philosophy has evolved, but also stayed the same with respect to quality. We stay the same. We always give the best quality. And we've always evolved our vision to incorporate different flavors, different cuisines, and to elevate the Greek cuisine a little more.
Baklava pancakes is definitely elevating Greek cuisine. One of the best brunch spots in the city. Let's talk about that. Speaking of being in New York City, you guys just went through a really difficult time here with COVID. I mean, what happened?
Yeah, so the restaurant saw a period where we closed, and it was, touch and go for a moment, but, they stepped up, helped us out, the government. But we also had the community come in and step up, and, when we were only just doing takeout, they were coming by, and they were, picking up whatever it was, even if it was just tzatziki, they would help. And actually it's great because you see people that normally wouldn't come, they started coming in and they were like, guys, we really want you to stay here. We love the fact that you're on our corner. We've been a part of the community. Chris and I were both raised in Astoria. I was born in Astoria. I went to school in Astoria. I attended all the Greek dances and everything like that in Astoria.
And now you're getting married to a nice Greek girl next summer. Exactly. Not in Astoria,
not in Astoria.
Greece, I hear.
Yes.
So we're going to make some things that are on the menu. We're not going to make them. Chef Pete is going to make them. We're going to make a very popular item on this menu. They're feta cubes. And Pete's going to kind of talk. We're going to talk about this restaurant, the history of the restaurant, and the influences while he prepares everything. But these are really simple things. All you need is some feta in cubes. These are about an inch and a half cubes.
Exactly.
We've got some regular flour. We've got 2 eggs that you've already beaten and put half eggs and half water.
Yes. And then I have a combination of white and some black sesame seeds to break up the monotony.
White and black sesame seeds to break up the monotony. So very, very simple, and I've had them here and they're really good. So Pete, it's all yours.
All right, so when cubing the feta, you want to be very careful because feta can crumble very easily, but you want to go for like a firm sort of feta. You don't want to get the double creams or anything like that, because when we actually do fry it, it will melt and you won't be able to handle it. So we get a firm feta. Let's take a few here. We'll take about 5 pieces. We're going to dredge it in some flour, get it really well coated. I'm going to move them into the egg wash here and get them nice and soaked. You got to be careful sometimes with the flour because there is this tendency for it not to absorb all that liquid, so you want to get them really rolled out in there. And from here, we're going to go into our sesame seeds. As you can see here, there we go. Good. We cover them up. Dredge them up really nicely.
We've got our oil heating. Medium heat, high heat?
Medium to high heat. Obviously, you can always check it by throwing a little flour in there. But as you can see, you already have some feta cubes ready. It's very easy. You can even get the kids involved, right?
Yeah, these are great for the holidays too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, these are great, like just finger food to serve to your guests
Absolutely.
at a holiday party.
Absolutely. So let me get rid of those. I'm sure that toast is behind you, Greg. There you go. I hope that our oil is ready. Let's check the temperature. You want to kind of be at, if you have a thermometer at home, you want to be at 350 or around 300. I think we're almost there. Or you could always do the flour test, right? You throw a little flour and
flour,
starts bubbling up. Yeah. So let's give it a little more heat.
So Pete, while we're doing this, you've done some pretty innovative things here. I know that Ovelia has been a staple of this community. You've hosted fundraisers for the fire relief victims. You've done a lot of great things to really make 30th Avenue one of the happening neighborhoods in the city. Time Out wrote about it. They said it's the hottest street to be on in New York City right now.
Very fortunate to be recognized as such.
You did something with the music thing. I remember reading about it.
Yes. So it's really bizarre. The restaurant really opened up a lot of doors for us. For Chris, for his design, for me, music, believe it or not. So a friend of mine, Dave Vega, approached me. He's a well-renowned cellist. He approached me. Yeah, we're almost there. It should be good, right? Let's see. Yeah, looks good to me. Thank you, Greg.
So David, the cellist, approached you.
So David approaches me and he says, Pete, you want to do something fun at Lincoln Center? And I was like, all right, what are you thinking? He's like, let's do music and cooking. I was like, all right, let's make it happen. So we came up with the concept of the music kitchen, and we co-wrote the thing, and we performed at Lincoln Center.
Wow.
It was like a dream come true.
While cooking?
It's amazing while cooking.
Yeah.
So I cooked musaka, I cooked all this stuff on stage.
Lincoln Center goes Greek.
Lincoln Center goes Greek. It was really, really phenomenal. So these are gonna cook for about 3 minutes. Doesn't take too long. Give it a little more heat. Get that oil rolling.
So 3 minutes on each side or total?
So honestly, it's probably total. Like when we flip them, you'll see they're gonna be nice and golden color. And as you see, there's about a half inch of oil in the pan.
Yep.
So that's deep enough to get a good.
You don't want to fully cover that.
You don't want to fully cover. Yeah, you don't want to really deep fry them. So that's coming along nicely. So like I said, the music kitchen was a delight. It was really, really
You
cool.
were on TV a lot too.
I've been on
understand
TV.
You were on with Bobby Flay.
Yeah, that was really cool. So let's backtrack a little. I was on Chopped a really long time ago. I was cooking for about a year. And I got chopped. Which is fine. I was only cooking for about a year, but it was a great experience. And years later, I get a call and it's Beat Bobby Flay, and they want me to be on the show. And I'm like, oh, at what capacity? Am I going to be with people like Bobby Flay? There's no way. And it turns out that I was a judge. So I was able to have a meal prepared by the master himself.
Wow.
Yeah, which is awesome. Really, really awesome.
He comes here a lot, doesn't he?
He has come here a few times, yeah. And he actually took a very nice picture with my mom.
Great.
That was cool.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about that because I understand that your mom, God rest her soul, was a big influence on both you and your brother.
Huge. I mean, especially now that I'm alone in the kitchen, you know, because both my father and my mother were here in the kitchen. I hear her whispering to me, you know, while I'm cooking.
Too much salt.
Yes.
Not enough pepper.
She's here. It's cold, you know. So
your parents were both immigrants from Greece, right?
Both immigrants from Greece. They actually even attempted to open up a restaurant in Athens. They called it the Picantico because we have roots in Asia Minor, so a lot of flavors in our cooking. And so when that didn't quite work out, they came over.
And the rest is history. Here you and Chris are following in their footsteps.
Exactly.
Wow, what a great color.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so I think we might be there. I turned off the heat. So they're still going to fry a little bit, but we'll plate them.
So is our feta going to be soft on the inside?
It's going to be soft on the inside. Again, it is the firm feta, but the heat is high enough to make it nice and soft. And yeah, we should be done.
Should these be eaten hot? Can they be eaten cold? What's the presentation like?
The hotter the better, but cold is just as delicious, you know? So I think we're almost there. Yeah, we got some nice
what a great color,
nice, right? There we go.
And they stay together.
Yeah. Plate them up. Get some of that excess oil out. We're gonna give them the Ovelia treatment. You know what's cool is that I've seen renditions of this dish, and I love it. You know, because it's like, you know, everyone's picking up on like the trend and having
I've
fun
actually
with it.
seen these wrapped in filo
Yes. In
and
fact,
deep fried.
I was in Crete when I was inspired to come up with this recipe. I had a kilo, and they just sprinkled a little sesame
Oh wow!
on top, and I mean, obviously, and I just gave away the.
So he gave away the secret, but this is the secret.
This is the secret right here.
Got some good Greek honey.
Absolutely, and you could be as liberal with this as you like. Some people ask for extra. I like to just kind of just a little bit.
Well, what
on
a
each
mix,
one.
the sweet and the savory, huh?
Oh yeah.
They must be amazing.
But yeah, I was in Crete and I had it just that way. They had a little sesame on top, and then the sesame flavor was popping. And I was like, that's really interesting that the sesame is so strong. So I was like, let me go full force on the sesame here. And there you have it. We got our feta cubes.
So these are on the menu at Ovelia.
These are on the menu at Ovelia.
One of the most popular items?
Definitely.
What is the most popular item on the menu here?
Feta cubes.
The feta cubes.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
What about entrees?
Entrees, I would say, I think it's a tie between the bifteki, which is the kofta kebab that we see in Monastery.
Tribute to your Asia Minor heritage.
Exactly. And I think the coffee steak, the Greek
I
coffee
was going to
rub
ask
steak.
you about that. It's on the menu here, and I looked at it. I've never had it because I'm not a fan of Greek coffee.
Right.
Greek coffee skirt steak. So you actually dredge your steak.
So it's a dry rub. Yeah, it's a dry rub. We use skirt steak simply because it has a good fat content and it takes the marinade really well, and really quick and easy to cook. And it really helps the coffee, believe it or not, helps to tenderize a little.
You've developed this whole menu. You're the
Yes.
one involved with changing it all the time and
Yes.
coming up with new menu items and experimenting.
Yes.
Any failure dishes? Anything that ever really went bad?
Oh yeah, there's a few. Actually, believe it or not, the coffee steak failed with different cuts of meat. So I tried different cuts, and it totally was a disaster. I did a pistachio spread once, which I thought was gonna work. I thought people were gonna love it. I had it on like halloumi chips, and you know, it didn't work.
Yeah.
No one liked it.
Hey,
I tried it as an amuse-bouche. I kept getting like plates back, and it was still on the plate. But you know, I was trying stuff.
Yeah.
Being a little experimental, which is my nature,
of course.
because I was a trained scientist.
As we see,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
Trained scientist.
Yeah.
From the scientist to the kitchen, really?
Yeah. So before getting into the kitchen, I studied flu-like viruses at Mount Sinai School of Medicine.
Wow.
So I was studying for my PhD.
Wow.
Before that, I was a research assistant studying tuberculosis.
And here you are making
here I-
feta cubes in the
yeah.
kitchen of
And this
Ovelia,
is-
which I
this is
think
my lab.
is where your heart is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean,
Absolutely.
I knew your late mother. I used to come here all the time. Your father. It's a family business.
Oh,
It really is. And now you and your brother are the ones continuing their legacy, and I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, their spirit is here. My dad's in Greece now. He's living it up, you know.
Good.
I know my mom's here in spirit, and but they're always here.
I think she just told you put too much honey on
I
the.
think so. She may have.
So we're going to move on to something else that Chef Pete is very well known for, and that's a very basic Greek tzatziki dish.
Yes.
But we're going to do something special here because we're all about saving and not wasting.
Absolutely.
After we finish the tzatziki, we're going to use the cucumber juice and go into the bar at Ovelia, the famous sparkly bar at Ovelia, and Chef Pete is going to turn it into cocktail bar Pete, and we're going to make a cucumber rush. So, tzatziki, tell us about your basic tzatziki.
Tzatziki, you need good Greek yogurt. None of that American.
0%, 2%, does it matter?
I prefer the 2%.
2%.
Full fat is even better, honestly. This is 2%. You see how nice and thick it is?
Yeah. It's like ice cream.
Totally. And, fresh ingredients, of course. Fresh dill, fresh cucumber. Go for it, dude.
Giannakas.
Yeah.
Oh my.
A little hot. Is it? Awesome. Bravo. Torpi na pivo. So let's go into the tzatziki after a bite of feta. Oh yeah, dude. That's good, right? I haven't had these in forever.
I'm surprised how hot they still are.
Yeah.
And how creamy the feta is. I mean, there's no hardness inside it. Cooked all the way through, but it still stayed together.
Yeah.
Wow.
They weren't in there long.
No. No, this
minutes.
is great. We do have a cameraman. Darden will save a couple of these for you afterwards.
Big.
So back to the tzatziki.
So back to the tzatziki. Like we said, fresh ingredients. We have our dill, our cucumber, our garlic, salt, white pepper, and lemon juice. And we're gonna put this stuff all together. We have about 2 cups of yogurt. We're gonna take our Persian cubes. I like to leave the peel on, just because it gives a little more color. Sorry, my knife's back here. I like the color, and I like the Persian cube because the skin is not as waxy.
Okay.
So you have like a nice texture, like sitting there chewing the cucumber itself. So what we're gonna do is we'll grate this into a plate. And like you said, we're gonna save that juice, we're gonna strain out that juice from the cucumber. And the reason why we strain out the juice is that so we don't get a watery yogurt mix, whatever it is, I think. Nah, let's do the other one. So we're gonna keep going here. And I know I could be wrong, but some people use vinegar in their tzatziki.
I have seen vinegar in some recipes.
I use lemon.
Lemon.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm curious to hear from you guys that are watching if you use vinegar or lemon or if there's a difference. Perhaps it's a regional thing.
Regional thing? Yeah. I mean, we're from, my mother's from Lesbos. My side of the family is from Lesbos, so they've always done it with lemon. But, that'll be interesting to know what people are doing out there. So we're going to collect the juice out of the cucumber, of course, in our Greek little
New York coffee cup.
So I'm going to put it in the strainer.
Already so much water coming out of there, huh?
Yeah. So I'm going to squeeze that out. Try not to make too much of a mess. But the cucumber water, do not throw it away. Like, seriously, do not throw it away. It is delicious. It is refreshing. You throw a little bit of sugar and lemon juice in it, you got yourself like cucumber lemonade.
Wow.
Amazing. And if you don't
Probably healthy, too.
I'm sure. Very healthy. If you don't want sugar, you can put a little honey in there or something like that. But you could even use it for a sorbet, right?
Sure.
Have some fun.
A lot of great ideas here coming from Chef Pete. I think we might have to come back into your kitchen quicker than your 30th anniversary.
Man, if we get to 30,
What is it with New York City? Why is it such a difficult? Is it the customers are fickle? Is it the chefs not being innovative enough? I mean, why is there such high turnover in this city in the restaurant business? I mean, it's known as the most difficult restaurant market in the world.
I think it's a combination of things, and I think you've touched upon some of the more important things. I think some chefs could. they just get a little tired of what they're doing.
Sure.
You know? It's a very difficult business. A lot of the times the chef is actually the owner, and they may not have a partner that's stepping up.
Sure, that knows how to run the business.
Knows how to run the business,
right.
so they're getting involved
big difference.
even more.
Which is why I think the combination of you and Chris works so well. Because
it works great.
Chris is running the business, you're running the kitchen, coming up with the menu items.
Yeah,
you guys ever?
Oh my God! I was just gonna tell you, we give a good kick in the ass to each other every once in a while. You know.
Necessary.
By nature, I'm a bit of a slacker because I'm like a musician, poet, whatever. But you know, I'm grateful to have Chris, you know, out there keeping an eye on me and keeping me in check. But try this, dude. Try it.
Oh wow! It is fresh by itself.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
So okay, so we're gonna throw that in there. Fresh garlic. I'm gonna press it right through. Right? I mean, I like mine really, really, really garlicky. I think I've had one or two people come into the restaurant and they're like, oh, your tzatziki's too strong. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You know?
You can never have too much garlic.
You can never.
As long as everyone at the table is having it, it's okay.
Exactly. You know, so I like to pile it on. And there we go. Mix that up. Chop up some dill. Throw that in there.
Fresh dill, very important.
Fresh
you don't want to use the dry dill.
No. You want all the flavors to really work, you know? So, salt to taste. I know people that don't put any salt at all because the yogurt is enough flavor for them. I like to put a little salt, a little white pepper, and white pepper because we don't really want it to show in the yogurt. It'll hide what's in there, and of course, fresh lemon juice.
So while you're squeezing your lemons, tell us what's going on here to celebrate the 15th anniversary.
So tomorrow, December 4th, we are going to be partying it up. We're putting out some really cool apps, complimentary apps at the bar for our guests from 10 to 11. We're offering 15% off on all drinks between 10 and 11. And we're actually, we have a DJ, so she's going to be spinning Greek and, you know, American stuff, and hopefully get everybody dancing.
That's great.
Of course, we can't forget olive oil. We have to put extra virgin olive oil, which I have to say, I have a bit of a complaint, Greg. I haven't tried your...
I'll be delivering a bottle.
I was going to say, I haven't had...
Just got notified yesterday that our bottles have arrived in New York. They're clearing customs, and they will be delivered on Monday. So I will definitely bring a bottle of Agurola to you.
I cannot wait to try it.
It's really a unique and special oil.
I can't wait to start cooking with it.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, could you advise on how to cook with it?
You don't cook with it.
You don't
use it
cook
raw.
with it. Okay.
You use it in pestos because the minute you heat up that oil, it loses the phenol compound, all the positive and that peppery flavor it has. So you use it for salads. You use it to top off meat. You use it for a pesto that you're not heating too much. You're tossing in the pasta afterwards. So you don't want to overly heat the oil. So there's something for you to experiment with.
Oh, absolutely.
There's all kind of recipes out there online, but you definitely don't. You can still cook with it, but you're just losing the quality and the health benefit of the oil. You know, this is that early harvest stuff that the Papu and Yaya always make, and they keep it under the kitchen.
Love it.
Say it's secret. It's only for special occasions.
That's awesome.
So we've been able to partner with a farm in Crete who they don't like to make it because it's so expensive because they harvest these olives 2 months before the general harvest. So the olives are unripe. That's why it's called, in the rest of Greece, agurele, from the aguria, from the unripe olive. So it takes 3 times as many olives to make one bottle because they don't have juice. They haven't developed yet. So I'll definitely be sharing some bottles with you. I want you to experiment with it, come up with some great recipes.
Yes.
I promise you.
You know, I like to drizzle fresh olive oil over everything. You know, I mean, even a pizza.
Because this is such a peppery flavor, you really have to be careful. I mean, a lot of people I know just take 3 tablespoons of it. I mean, it's better than ibuprofen. It's got anti-inflammatory qualities and all that stuff. So I'll leave it to you to come up with some menu items.
Sounds good.
So here we are. What a beautiful dish.
Is it not? Is it not? And then you could just plate it for your guests.
And I do like the green. It's not too white, you know, the cucumber peel on there.
Yeah, it looks like there's some life in it, you know?
Yeah, how are you going to serve this? Pita chips? What would you normally do?
So, because I have a lot of, I mean, obviously, we grill our pita here. Something that's really interesting and really fun for people, especially that you know, they're gluten-free and all. I do tortilla chips, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
People
Tortilla
love
chips,
it.
yeah.
People love
A little Greek Mex.
See, if I had a rural,
There you go.
I would have been able to do this right now. But yeah, and you just serve it up to your guests.
How great is that? Guys, if you're in New York City on Saturday, come to Ovelia, celebrate the 15th anniversary. It really is a milestone to be in this city, the most difficult restaurant town in the world, for 15 years. And Chef Pete has done an amazing job along with his brother Chris. We haven't managed to get him out of the restaurant. He's busy getting things ready. Plus, I think he's a little camera shy too. We did intend on having Chris on camera too. Thank you all for watching. We're gonna head over to the bar right now because we are going to make a cucumber rush with our leftover cucumber juice. Be here in 1 second. So we just left the kitchen, and because we never want to waste the ingredients that we use, I also wanted to come into the bar and share this with you. What a great cocktail menu. I mean, this is just, I've had cocktails here before, but you guys really do a good job incorporating a lot of Greek products. I mean, this is another kitchen here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, Chris does an amazing job. He heads this, he takes care of it, and he came up with this cucumber rush thing, and it is phenomenal.
He's a mixologist too.
I guess so. Who would have
Is
thought
that a word?
right?
Mixologist?
It totally
Sure
is. It totally
But I
is.
see you're using a lot of masticha, you're using grapes, you're using other Greek smells. What are we making here right now?
So we're gonna make a cucumber rush, and we're using the juice from the cucumbers that we squeezed out for the tzatziki. We're gonna start off with gin, Hendrix. I mean, I love gin. Hendrix is my favorite. So we're gonna go 1.5 ounces of gin into the mixer here.
So a shot, right? A big shot.
A big shot. We're gonna do 1.5 ounces of the cucumber juice.
Nice green hue to it.
Yes. And we're gonna go from there 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. I think that was a little low, so put a little more.
Never have too much simple syrup.
Ginger juice, which we squeeze here.
Oh wow.
Yes. Right. And some fresh lime juice, which we also squeeze here. So all these ingredients are fresh, just like we do in the kitchen. And we're gonna mix this up really, really, really well. And that's just in here already. It's nice and cold.
This will go great with our feta cubes and our tzatziki, right? Because you've got that vegetable garden flavor going on here.
Exactly. So we're gonna strain this out. Get this nice color.
Oh, what a great color, huh?
There we go. We garnish with cucumber peel and finish it off with a dash of cardamom
On the cucumber.
on the cucumber.
Nice. So who gets to try it?
It's all you.
It's very early for me to be drinking alcohol. Siniyamas, Siniyasas. Here's to 15 more successful
Thank you,
years
Greg. Thank you so much.
on 30th Avenue in Astoria. We're very proud of what you and Chris have done here, and we wish you tremendous success.
Thank you.
See you at Ovelia Saturday to celebrate 15 years. Siniyasas.